The vast grandeur of the galaxy stretched out before the alien delegates, a mesmerizing tapestry of stars and nebulae. They had traveled for months to reach this uncharted corner of space, driven by a burning curiosity to make contact with a newly discovered sentient species. As the delegation's sleek spacecraft glided gracefully through the void, the alien ambassador, Zala, felt a mix of anticipation and trepidation. This would be a pivotal moment, not just for her people, but for the entire galactic community. What would they find on this remote, unremarkable planet they had designated Earth? The communique they had received from the planet's inhabitants had been puzzling. A strange blend of advanced technology and primitive customs. It was as if these humans had mastered interstellar travel and complex scientific concepts, yet still lived in tribal societies, warring with one another over petty differences. What could they possibly have to offer the enlightened civilizations of the Galactic Federation? Zala mused, her tentacles twitching with uncertainty. As the spacecraft descended through Earth's turbulent atmosphere, the delegates gazed in awe at the planet's jagged, towering mountains, its vast, roiling oceans, and the lush, verdant landmasses teeming with an astonishing diversity of life. This was no sterile, carefully curated world. It was a riot of unbridled, untamed nature. Fascinating, murmured Zala, her eyes narrowing. A true Deathworld. The landing site was a sprawling metropolis, its gleaming towers and bustling streets a stark contrast to the savage beauty of the surrounding landscape. Zala and her fellow delegates emerged from the spacecraft, their graceful, tentacled forms drawing curious stares from the gathered humans. Zala stepped forward, her voice amplified by a translation device, as she addressed the small crowd of human officials and military personnel who had been summoned to greet them. Greetings, citizens of Earth. I am Zala, ambassador of the Galactic Federation. We have come to make formal first contact with your species and to extend an invitation to join our community of enlightened civilizations. The human officials exchanged puzzled glances, whispering urgently amongst themselves. After a moment, a tall, silver-haired man in a crisp uniform stepped forward, clearing his throat. Welcome to Earth, Ambassador Zala. I am General William Harrington, representing the United Nations of Earth. We are honored by your presence, but I must admit, we are quite surprised by your arrival. Our people have no knowledge of any Galactic Federation. Zala blinked her wide, luminous eyes, taken aback by the General's words. You are unaware of the galactic community. Impossible. Your species has achieved interstellar travel. Surely you must know of the other civilizations that populate the stars. General Harrington shook his head slowly. I'm afraid not, Ambassador. Earth is still a young and isolated world. We have only just begun to venture beyond our own solar system. The concept of a galactic community is entirely new to us. Zala felt a growing sense of unease. This was not at all how first contact was supposed to unfold. The humans were supposed to be eager and receptive, ready to embrace the wisdom and technological marvels of the Galactic Federation. But instead, they seemed utterly bewildered, even wary. Then you have much to learn, General Harrington, Zala said, her tone laced with a hint of condescension. The Galactic Federation represents the pinnacle of civilization, a community of advanced species who have cast aside the petty rivalries and conflicts that plague your world. We have achieved peace, prosperity, and enlightenment, and now we offer you the opportunity to join us. The general's brow furrowed, his lips tightening into a thin line. I appreciate the offer, Ambassador, but I'm afraid we have much work to do here on Earth before we can consider joining any galactic community. Our people are still divided, our resources strained, and our technology, while advanced, is still quite primitive compared to what you seem to possess. Zala felt a flicker of disappointment, but she quickly schooled her features into a mask of benevolence. I see. Well then, we shall have much to discuss, General Harrington. For now, please, allow us to share our knowledge and technology with you. It is our sincere hope that you will one day be ready to take your rightful place among the stars. As the delegation followed the general and his entourage into the heart of the bustling city, Zala couldn't shake the nagging feeling that this first contact was not going to be as simple or straightforward as she had anticipated. In the days that followed, the alien delegates from the Galactic Federation immersed themselves in studying the intriguing species known as humans. Under the watchful eye of General Harrington and his team, they were granted access to various human institutions, from research laboratories to military installations. Zala and her fellow ambassadors were fascinated by what they observed. The humans, it seemed, possessed a remarkable resilience and adaptability that defied the delegates' expectations. They thrived in environments that would be considered utterly inhospitable to most galactic species: scorching deserts, freezing tundras, even the depths of the ocean. Their bodies were capable of withstanding extremes of temperature, pressure, and even radiation that would cripple or kill an ordinary sentient being. "Remarkable," murmured Zala as she watched a group of human soldiers navigate a treacherous mountain pass, seemingly unfazed by the thin air and biting winds. "These humans are truly a species of Deathworlders." The delegates were also intrigued by the humans' varied and often violent social structures. Warring factions, ideological conflicts, and even outright global wars were common occurrences on this turbulent planet. Yet, despite these seemingly endless cycles of strife, the human civilization continued to advance, driven by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and progress. How can a species so prone to conflict and destruction also be so innovative and resourceful? Wondered Xarn, one of Zala's aides, as he observed a gleaming human city rise from the ashes of a recent war. As the delegates delved deeper into their studies, they uncovered even more surprising capabilities within the human species. Their mental acuity and problem-solving skills were exceptional, allowing them to tackle complex challenges and devise ingenious solutions. And their capacity for creativity and imagination was truly boundless, manifesting in everything from intricate works of art to groundbreaking scientific breakthroughs. "They are a paradox, these humans," Zala mused, her tentacles twitching with fascination. "Their world is a death world, yet they thrive. Their societies are fraught with conflict, yet they continue to innovate and advance. They are, in many ways, the antithesis of the orderly, peaceful civilizations we have come to know in the Galactic Federation." The more the delegates learned, the more they realized that the humans were not the primitive, underdeveloped species they had initially assumed. In fact, Zala began to suspect that the humans' unique traits and abilities might pose a significant challenge to the established order of the galactic community. What if they refused to join the Federation? Xarn asked, voicing the unspoken concern that had been weighing on all their minds. What if they choose to remain isolated and independent? Zala's eyes narrowed, her tentacles curling tightly as she considered the implications. "Then we must convince them of the merits of our way of life. The Galactic Federation cannot afford to have such a powerful and unpredictable species operating outside of our influence." As the delegation prepared to present their findings to the Galactic Council, Zala couldn't help but feel a growing sense of both fascination and trepidation. These humans were unlike any species they had encountered before, and she knew that their first contact with this Deathworld civilization would have far-reaching consequences, both for Earth and for the entire galactic community. As the alien delegates presented their findings to the Galactic Council, the room was filled with a palpable sense of unease. The leaders of the various galactic civilizations listened with rapt attention, their expressions shifting from fascination to concern as they learned more about this remarkable, yet deeply unsettling, species known as humans. Zala, standing at the center of the chamber, carefully articulated her observations, her tentacles gesturing emphatically. "The humans possess a unique set of traits that set them apart from any other sentient species we have encountered. Their resilience, adaptability, and creativity are unparalleled, and their capacity for innovation is truly breathtaking." She paused, allowing her words to sink in before continuing. However, their social structures are also marked by a deeply concerning level of conflict and violence. Warring factions, ideological clashes, and even global wars are commonplace occurrences on their homeworld. This raises serious concerns about their ability to integrate into the peaceful, harmonious society of the Galactic Federation. A murmur rippled through the council chamber as the delegates from other galactic civilizations exchanged worried glances. Zala's counterpart, Ambassador Xarn, stepped forward, his voice laced with apprehension. Indeed, the humans' propensity for violence and their unpredictable nature are cause for great concern. Their technology, while advanced in many ways, is also deeply rooted in the tools of war. We must consider the potential threat they could pose to the stability and security of the Galactic Federation. General Harrington, who had been invited to the council meeting, cleared his throat, drawing all eyes to him. Respected members of the Galactic Council, I understand your concerns about my people. We are indeed a young, and at times, volatile civilization. But I assure you, we have also shown a remarkable capacity for cooperation, diplomacy, and peaceful coexistence. He paused, his gaze sweeping across the assembled delegates. Our conflicts and wars, while regrettable, have also been the crucible in which we have forged some of our greatest technological and scientific achievements. And I believe that with the guidance and wisdom of the Galactic Federation, we could channel that same drive and determination towards building a more harmonious future, both within our own societies and alongside your own. Zala regarded the human general with a measured expression, her tentacles twitching thoughtfully. General Harrington, your words are compelling, but you must understand the gravity of the decision you are asking us to make. Admitting your species into the Galactic Federation would mean granting you access to our most advanced technologies and resources. We cannot simply overlook the risks involved. Harrington nodded, his expression resolute. I appreciate your caution, Ambassador Zala, but I would argue that the potential benefits of including humanity in your galactic community far outweigh the risks. Our species has a unique perspective, born of the harsh realities of our home world. We could bring a fresh approach to problem solving, a new wellspring of creativity and innovation that could benefit all of your member civilizations. The council members murmured amongst themselves, their faces etched with conflicting emotions. Zala could sense the weight of the decision they faced, the delicate balance between welcoming this remarkable species into their fold and safeguarding the stability and unity of the Galactic Federation. General Harrington, Zala said finally, her tone measured. The Council will need time to carefully consider your proposal. We will convey our decision to you in due course. In the meantime, we ask that you and your people refrain from any actions that could be perceived as a threat to our established order. Harrington inclined his head, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. Understood, Ambassador. We await your decision with open minds and open hearts. As the council meeting drew to a close, Zala couldn't help but feel a growing sense of unease. The humans were a force to be reckoned with, and their potential admission into the Galactic Federation would undoubtedly reshape the very fabric of their galactic community. The question was, would the Council have the wisdom and courage to embrace this new and unpredictable species, or would they choose to keep them at arm's length, for the sake of their own security and stability? In the weeks that followed the Galactic Council's deliberations, General Harrington and his team of human representatives worked tirelessly to forge stronger ties with their alien counterparts. Though the Council's decision on their admission into the Galactic Federation remained pending, the humans were determined to demonstrate the value they could bring to the table. Zala and the other delegates were initially skeptical, but as the collaboration progressed, they found themselves increasingly impressed by the humans' capabilities. In the fields of science and technology, the humans displayed a unique problem-solving approach that often led to innovative breakthroughs. Their ability to think outside the box is simply astounding, marveled Xarn, as he observed a team of human researchers tackle a complex engineering challenge. Where we might have been constrained by established protocols, they seemed to thrive on finding unconventional solutions. The delegates were also struck by the humans' boundless creativity, which manifested in everything from advanced material sciences to groundbreaking medical treatments. Zala found herself captivated by a human artist's vivid depictions of alien landscapes, realizing that the human's artistic expression could bring a fresh perspective to the Galactic Federation's cultural landscape. These Deathworlders possess a level of imagination that we have seldom encountered, Zala remarked to her colleagues. They are not merely imitating or adapting our technologies, they are reimagining them in ways we had never conceived. As the collaboration deepened, the delegates began to see the humans in a new light. Instead of the primitive, violent species they had initially feared, they witnessed individuals who were driven by a relentless curiosity, a desire to explore and understand the mysteries of the universe. They are like children, in a way, Zarn mused, eager to learn, to discover, to push the boundaries of what is possible. Perhaps that is why their societies are so prone to conflict. Their untamed energy has not yet found its true focus. Zala nodded thoughtfully. If we can guide them, channel that energy into constructive pursuits, then perhaps they could become valuable allies rather than dangerous adversaries. With this newfound perspective, the delegates began to advocate more ardently for the Galactic Council to grant the humans full membership in the Federation. They highlighted the humans' potential contributions to fields ranging from advanced propulsion systems to medical breakthroughs, arguing that the benefits would far outweigh the risks. These Deathworlders possess a unique resilience and adaptability that could prove invaluable in our exploration of the galaxy, Zala told the Council. And their creativity and problem-solving skills could unlock new avenues of scientific and technological progress that we have scarcely begun to imagine. The Council members listened intently, their expressions shifting from skepticism to cautious optimism. They recognized the merit in the delegates' arguments, but the specter of the humans' violent tendencies still loomed large in their minds. We cannot ignore the fact that the humans have a long history of conflict and warfare, one of the Council members, a stern-faced Valoran, argued. What guarantee do we have that they will not bring that same instability and destruction to the Galactic Federation? Zala took a deep breath, her tentacles curling and uncurling as she searched for the right words. The humans are a paradox, it is true, but they are also a people driven by an innate desire to better themselves, to expand their understanding of the universe. With our guidance and the opportunity to channel their energies in a more constructive direction, I believe we can forge a lasting alliance that will benefit us all. The Council members exchanged thoughtful glances, the weight of their decision hanging palpably in the air. Zala knew that the next few moments would be pivotal, not just for the humans, but for the very future of the Galactic Federation itself. The Galactic Council's chambers were heavy with tension as the delegates waited with bated breath for the final decision regarding humanity's admission into the Federation. Zala and her human counterpart, General Harrington, stood side by side, their expressions resolute yet tinged with apprehension. After what felt like an eternity, the Council's senior representative, a venerable Trelonian named Varys, stepped forward, his weathered face unreadable. The Galactic Council has reached a decision regarding the inclusion of the human species within our Federation, Varys announced, his deep voice resonating through the chamber. After much deliberation, we have concluded that the potential benefits of welcoming humanity into our fold outweigh the risks. A collective sigh of relief escaped the human delegation, while the alien delegates exchanged a mixture of cautious optimism and lingering concern. However, Varys continued, raising a gnarled hand. This decision comes with certain conditions that the humans must agree to before they can be granted full membership. Harrington tensed, his jaw tightening, but he nodded for the Trelonian to continue. First and foremost, the humans must agree to submit to a comprehensive monitoring and oversight program designed to ensure that their technological advancements and military capabilities do not pose a threat to the stability of the Galactic Federation. Zala glanced at Harrington, her tentacles twitching with uncertainty. She could see the conflict etched on the human's face, but to her relief, he nodded once more, conceding the point. Secondly, Varys went on, The humans must agree to share their knowledge and resources freely with the member civilizations of the Galactic Federation. This includes technological breakthroughs, medical advancements, and any other intellectual property that could benefit our collective progress. Harrington's brow furrowed, but again, he inclined his head in acceptance. And finally, Varys said, his tone growing more solemn, the humans must submit to a full disclosure of their history, including any past conflicts or acts of aggression committed by their species. We cannot welcome you into our community without a clear understanding of your past transgressions and a commitment to ensuring such violence is not repeated. This time, Harrington hesitated, his eyes narrowing as he considered the implications. Zala placed a tentative hand on his arm, sensing his discomfort. "General Harrington," she said softly, "I know this is not an easy pill to swallow, but you must understand. The Galactic Federation has thrived for millennia on the principles of transparency, cooperation, and the peaceful coexistence of all sentient species. If we are to welcome you into our fold, we must have the assurance that your people are willing to abide by these core tenets." Harrington held Zala's gaze for a long moment, his expression conflicted. Finally, he turned to face the council, his shoulders squaring with resolve. "The people of Earth accept the conditions set forth by the Galactic Council," he announced, his voice clear and unwavering. "We are ready to join your federation as equal partners, committed to upholding the values and ideals that have guided your community for generations." Varys nodded, a hint of a smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. "Then it is settled. Welcome, humanity, to the Galactic Federation. May your contributions enrich our shared future, and may your past transgressions serve as a lesson to us all." As the council chamber erupted in a chorus of cautious applause, Zala turned to Harrington, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. "You have taken the first step, General," she said, her tentacles unfurling in a gesture of respect. "Now, the real work begins." In the years that follow humanity's official integration into the Galactic Federation, the collaboration between the human representatives and their alien counterparts deepened, giving rise to unprecedented scientific and technological breakthroughs. General Harrington and his team worked tirelessly to fulfill the Council's conditions, embracing the principles of transparency and cooperation with an unwavering commitment. Zala, now a seasoned ambassador, marveled at the humans' boundless ingenuity and problem-solving abilities. Time and again, they approached challenges from unexpected angles, devising innovative solutions that left even the most seasoned galactic scientists and engineers in awe. Their ability to think outside the constraints of our own paradigms is truly remarkable. Zala remarked to her colleagues during a briefing. "The humans are not merely adapting our technologies, they are reinventing them, pushing the boundaries of what we believed possible." This spirit of innovation quickly spread throughout the Federation as humans shared their knowledge and insights freely, sparking a cascading wave of scientific and cultural exchange. Galactic civilizations that had long been mired in stagnation found themselves rejuvenated, their research and development efforts invigorated by the fresh perspectives and unorthodox approaches brought by their new human partners. "We are witnessing a renaissance within the Galactic Federation," Varys, the senior Trelawneian representative, announced during a council meeting. "The humans have not only embraced our values, but they have also challenged us to expand our own horizons, to dream bigger and explore realms we had scarcely imagined." However, as the collaboration deepened, a growing number of voices within the Federation began to express concerns about the potentially disruptive impact of the humans' presence. Some argued that the humans' notorious propensity for conflict and violence could destabilize the delicate balance that had sustained the galactic community for millennia. "We cannot ignore the lessons of history," warned a Valoran delegate, her eyes narrowing with apprehension. "The humans may have agreed to our conditions, but their past transgressions cannot be so easily erased. What if their volatile nature resurfaces, threatening to tear apart the very fabric of our union?" Zala listened to these arguments with a heavy heart, understanding the legitimate concerns of her fellow delegates. She knew that the humans' integration into the Galactic Federation was a precarious balancing act, one that required constant vigilance and an unwavering commitment to the principles of unity and peaceful coexistence. As the debates in the council chamber grew more heated, Zala found herself torn between her loyalty to the Federation and her growing respect and admiration for the human species. She had witnessed firsthand the remarkable contributions they had made, the way they had challenged the established order, and pushed the boundaries of what was possible. The humans are not mere imitators or followers, Zala argued passionately. They are trailblazers, innovators who can expand our collective understanding of the universe in ways we have scarcely begun to imagine. To cast them aside now would be to deprive ourselves of a vital wellspring of creativity and progress. The council members exchanged uneasy glances, their expressions etched with the weight of the decision they faced. Zala knew that the fate of the Galactic Federation, and perhaps even the future of the entire galactic community, hung in the balance. "We cannot ignore the risks," Varys conceded, his weathered face grave. "But nor can we discount the potential rewards. The humans have proven their commitment to our values, and they have earned the right to a seat at our table. The question is, how do we ensure that their presence strengthens, rather than weakens, the bonds that hold us together?" As the council members delved deeper into discussions, Zala couldn't help but feel a sense of both anticipation and trepidation. The path forward was shrouded in uncertainty, but one thing was clear: the final answer to humanity's place in the Galactic Federation was still very much in flux. The Galactic Council's deliberations on the future of humanity within the Federation stretched on for months, as delegates from across the galaxy engaged in heated debates and impassioned discussions. Zala, now a respected senior ambassador, found herself at the center of these negotiations, serving as a bridge between the human representatives and her fellow council members. General Harrington, ever the pragmatic diplomat, understood the delicate nature of the situation. He knew that the Galactic Federation had valid concerns about the potential risks posed by his species, and he was determined to prove that the humans were worthy of the trust placed in them. "We have come too far to turn back now," Harrington told Zala during a private meeting. "The future of my people is inextricably linked to the Galactic Federation, and we are committed to being constructive partners in shaping that future." Zala nodded, her tentacles curling thoughtfully. "I believe you, General, but convincing the rest of the council will require more than just words. You and your people must demonstrate, time and again, that your desire for peace and progress is genuine, that you are willing to forsake the cycles of conflict that have plagued your homeworld." Harrington's brow furrowed, his expression grim. "That will not be an easy task. Our history is stained with the blood of countless wars, and old habits die hard. But I give you my word, Zala, that we will do everything in our power to become the kind of civilization the Galactic Federation can truly trust." In the council chambers, the debates raged on, with the Valoran delegate and her allies remaining staunchly opposed to the idea of fully integrating the humans into the Federation. They argued that the risks were simply too great, that the humans' volatile nature could unravel the delicate balance that had sustained the galactic community for generations. "We have seen what happens when a species with a proclivity for violence is given access to advanced technology and resources," the Valoran delegate insisted, her voice laced with venom. "The results are always the same: destruction, chaos, and the subjugation of weaker civilizations." Zala listened to these arguments with a growing sense of frustration, her tentacles twitching with determination. "You speak of the humans' past transgressions, but you fail to acknowledge the remarkable progress they have made since joining our community. They have embraced our values, shared their knowledge freely, and contributed immeasurably to our collective advancement." She turned to address the entire council, her gaze unwavering. "The humans are not merely imitators or followers. They are pioneers, innovators who have challenged us to think beyond the boundaries of our own understanding. To cast them aside now would be to deprive ourselves of a vital resource, a wellspring of creativity and problem-solving that could unlock the next era of galactic enlightenment. The council members exchanged uneasy glances, their expressions etched with the weight of the decision they faced. Varys, the senior Trelawneian representative, raised a hand, calling for silence. "We cannot ignore the valid concerns raised by our Valoran colleague," he said, his voice measured. "The risks of fully integrating the humans into the Galactic Federation are very real, and they must be carefully mitigated." He paused, his gaze sweeping across the chamber. "However, I believe that the potential rewards outweigh those risks. The humans have demonstrated a steadfast commitment to our principles, and they have earned the right to a unique place within our community, one that acknowledges their distinct identity and grants them a greater degree of autonomy than our standard member civilizations." A murmur of surprise and cautious approval rippled through the council chamber, and Zala felt a surge of hope. Varys continued, his voice steady and resolute. "Therefore, it is the decision of the Galactic Council that the human species be granted a special status within the Federation, one that allows them to maintain a degree of independence while still participating fully in our collective efforts towards progress and enlightenment." As the council chamber erupted in a chorus of approving applause, Zala turned to Harrington, a triumphant smile playing on her lips. "The final answer, General, is that the Galactic Federation has embraced your people as equals, with all the rights and responsibilities that come with that distinction. The future is ours to shape together." Harrington's eyes shone with a mixture of relief and determination. "Then let us begin, Zala. The work of building a better tomorrow starts now."